It's upsetting me and my homegirl because we feel like, oops, quit. I don't mind, see. Yes, I do want another chip. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. Ooh. Cheers. You have Tostitos crumbs on my lipstick. No. Don't be a hater. Good thing they can't smell my breath. Don't be crunching these chips on my video. Don't come over here. This is not a AM or what is that little videos called with the little audio? This is not one of those. Take that to Gaby's room. Far away. You don't have to leave. I just said don't crunch. What you got in there that you didn't tell nobody you had?
Donut. Okay, you want one?
No, it's okay. No, I'm just pregnant, but I don't want no donut holes. Come on. Hater. Now they almost gone. I gotta take it from my babe to enjoy one.
I only bought 2.
It's fine, man. No, I'm not taking them for my baby.
He can't have 2. He can't have 2.
Which one does he like the most?
Who cares? He'll like the one that he gets.
I'll get it later. Because that's going to be a different kind.
Mommy guilt. Indeed.
The camera has been rolling. Oh, no!
I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Enjoy your lunch. It's me trying to make it better. Hope it's yummy. Text me if you need anything. Alright, man. I'm ready. Hey guys, this is Janice Gaines and I'm back with another edition of Backstage Bonus. It's a way for us to get to know each other better, for you to get to know things about me that you didn't know, for me to know things about you that I didn't know, and just a way for us to have a conversation. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so that you can be the first to know when a new edition comes out. Also follow me on all my socials, and my handle is @JaniceGaines because I want to kick it with y'all over there too. So come see me. So today I'm going to be talking about something that I think every mom at some point goes through in the course of mommyhood, especially when the Lord has given her other things to do, and that is mommy guilt. That thing is real, you know? I have experienced mommy guilt myself because I'm a working mom, and sometimes I'm working in the home, sometimes I'm working outside of the home, like clearly today we're inside. But other times I am traveling or I'm working at my church because I'm also the director of diversity at my church. Shout out Grace Chapel, woo woo. So mommy guilt is a real thing. I think it is tough because you want to be everything and be everywhere with your child, everything for your child, everywhere with your child. And the reality is you can't be. It's unrealistic. So we're going to talk about mommy guilt today. If you've ever experienced it, make sure at the end of this you comment. If you have solutions, let your girl know, because you know we're not talking about these things because I've wrapped them up. Amen. No, we're talking about these things because these are honest, authentic things that are happening in my life right now. So if you got a solution, don't leave me out there like that. Also, if this is your struggle too, let me know. Let's chat about it. So if you don't know, I have a 2.5-year-old son named Gabriel. Gaby's what we call him. And I have another little boy on the way. Little boy, so if you guessed boy, you got it right. Another little boy on the way. 2 boys. I'm gonna be outnumbered. Are y'all praying for me? But anyway, so I have Gabriel and I have this other sweet baby boy coming. And so mommy guilt is a real thing, and without tools, it will just be exacerbated, especially with another kid coming. So I thought we should talk about it. Like I said, if you have suggestions, let me know. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about some practical tools that have helped me as I go through parsing through mommy guilt and just kind of letting myself off the hook. The first one is my kids belong to the Lord. They're not mine. What? Listen, if you know me or you've been following me for a while, you know that I experienced about a postpartum depression after having Gabriel, which is why I recorded my album Lead Me. Did you get Lead Me? You've been listening? Anyway, but in that season, I realized sometimes postpartum shows up as just crazy anxiety and just feeling like I've got to do everything to keep this kid alive. Like I would literally have random thoughts like, what if that fell off the shelf, bounced over here, popped up, and killed my kid? Like literally, it's usually irrational. But because of that, this number one tool about my kid belonging to the Lord has been really helpful to me, because it's helped me to remember that one, if he belongs to the Lord, it's the Lord's responsibility to take care of him ultimately. Now I have a job to do, don't get me wrong, but I am not the end all be all for my kid. I said it, I'm not the end all be all for my kid. And ultimately, all of my fears are really soothed when I think about heaven, and I think about the fact that I'm this kid's mom forever. So even if the Lord forbid, called my kid home, I'm still his mom forever, in eternity. I mean, there's nothing more soothing than that in a world where you can't control things that really happen. So that gets really deep, but that's really true. It's kind of like, hey, I can't sustain this level of anxiety and fear, so I really have to give it to the Lord to the very logical end. And that's that this babe belongs to the Lord. Both these babes belong to the Lord, and yeah, I can trust him with my kiddo. Number 2, lean on community. Oh my goodness. I have friends and family who really have wanted to be there for Gabriel. And before I got number 1, I wasn't letting them, so I wasn't exercising number 2. But leaning on community is helpful. My mom is awesome. My mother-in-law is awesome. My friends are awesome. And Gabriel, I find that he's happier when he gets to experience more people in his community that truly, truly love him. And so when I need to go on a date with my husband, I'm like, somebody come get this kid, because I got to be a wife first, which is hard when you're a mom at first. And so it's just one of those things to practice, one of those tools to practice, to lean on community and let them show up for you. Safe community, of course, but lean on them, you know? The healthy community you can lean on. Number 3, communicate needs. I'm gonna tell you right now, me and EJ had a long conversation last night about communicating needs. That's as honest as it gets. He was like, I just need you to know that none of us can read your mind while you're pregnant. I'm like, well, how long have you been here? You should be able to read my mind by now. It's not true. It doesn't happen. So communicate needs. As soon as I can share what I'm feeling about mommy guilt with my husband, with my friends, then they come with actually really good tools as well. I have a friend who's really funny named Rebecca, who I used to call like, girl, I just feel like I'm crazy today. Like, talk me down. And she would talk me down. You gotta communicate your needs to people, let them know what you need, and they'll meet you there. I have an awesome husband that I'm so, so, so grateful for. And when I tell him I probably just need a moment to myself to think and to pray and regroup, then he will step in, and he has created this special guy time with Gabriel that Gabriel looks forward to, where they eat things that I would not give him, like cake pops from Starbucks, because then he's on 10. But you know what? That's what guy time is all about, doing the things as guys that you don't get to do with mom. But that only comes from communicating needs and saying, hey, I need a moment. And then you get it. Last and final, number 4. Nothing will ever be perfect. That's a hard one. I am the type of person where I'll tell people, no, I don't expect perfection. That's unreasonable. And then when it's not perfect, I'm like, help me, Lord. Because I do that to myself too. And I don't know any, recovering perfectionists out there. The reality is nothing will ever be perfect. And I just had to start thinking of this thing like this. Look, Gabriel is going to grow up and need to go to counseling for something. I'm gonna do something, and he's gonna be like, you know what I hate about my mom? She did this. And I may not even know it. It's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And so now that I'm trying to accept, I'm not gonna get a perfect score on this, now I can relax and say, but I can do my best. At all times, I can strive for the best. Not perfection, but the best. And that really does ease things up. It's kind of like I was doing a concert one time and my earring fell off. And it was just that one thing, and this was a big old earring. Girl, I didn't put no jewelry on. I'm out here like I'm Seventh-day Adventist, except with makeup. I used to be Seventh-day Adventist. Moving on. Anywho, the earring came off during the concert and I thought to myself, well, now it's happened. Everything is not perfect. So now I get to just have fun and enjoy the ride. And that's kind of what this is. You gotta let yourself know when you're feeling mommy guilt that nothing will be perfect. You are striving to do what the Lord has called you to do, whatever that looks like. That doesn't just look like traditional ministry or traveling or singing like what I do or speaking like what I do. It could look like your 9 to 5, but the reality is if the Lord's called you to it, then He'll give you grace for it in that season. And once you accept that I'm not going to do this perfectly, you can receive the grace of the Lord that is sufficient and do your best. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Well, that's it for today's edition of Backstage Bonus. If you have any tips, don't leave your girl out there. Go ahead and comment below. Make sure you like this video. I really want to know what you guys have come up with, especially if you have more than one kiddo. Listen, I've not done that yet, so somebody tell me what it's like. Somebody tell me if mommy guilt grows exponentially or multiplies, or how does this thing work? So make sure you comment below, like again, and subscribe to the channel so you can see new Backstage bonuses when they come out. Alright, y'all. Till next time. Bye.